My name's John Harper, and I'm crowdsourcing to write an official novel for the new Elite Dangerous game. I love Elite, and I love writing, and to combine these two passions to write an official novel would be an absolute dream come true. I've been a writer most of my life. I remember standing up at school assembly when I was 5 and reading out my own rendition of Short Circuit. It wasn't a particularly good story, but there was an audience of 500, so that was I guess overall a pretty good start. I first played Elite when I was about 6 or 7 years old on the Atari ST, and the sense of wonder I got from that game was just amazing. And my young mind, the imagination, it was the worlds that I could travel to, the things I could do, the tidbits of information in the manual, the dark wheel. It was just a large universe that was just full of things that just set my young mind on fire. It was fantastic, and I've never forgotten that feeling. And I remember when Frontier Elite 2 came out and my mate rang me out to tell me about the fact you could land on planets. It just sort of blew my mind. I knew I had to get that game. Of course I didn't have the $75 required at the time, I was only about 12, but convinced my dad to help me out there, and got the game the next time I was in the big smoke. Didn't have a computer at the place I was staying at, so I proceeded to read the manual and the gazetteer from cover to cover, and haven't really stopped absorbing myself in Elite literature since. I've written a lot of fan fiction, and now I'd like to do the next step and write some official Elite stories. The kind of stories that I like to write are the kind of stories I like to read, which are adventure stories. This results in a lot of action normally, but it's primarily the journey, the mystery, problem solving, escaping and surviving, turning the tables and coming to victory. That's what drives my stories. So I guess that comes down to conflict really. And the way I like to show that is getting into the heads of the point of view characters. So I don't mean first person, I call it tight third person point of view, where I really show how the people think and what they're thinking, using fresh language to really drive the emotion so that you are driven along the journey with the character and you feel their ups and you feel their downs, and it's a journey for the reader as well as the character. When it comes to science fiction, I'm a bit of a softie. I don't like hard fiction where you worry about things like physics. I like coming into a universe where there's spaceships, fast and light travel. These things are just accepted and mundane. They're a part of life, like driving from city to city. They're inconsequential, and so you can get on with enjoying the actual story rather than worrying about boundary conditions like that. So these are the kind of stories I like to write, and hopefully they're the kind of stories you like to read. If so, please come and help me. I need to raise $7,400 US so I can make the Writers Pack pledge on the Elite Dangerous Kickstarter page. I've set up a group of rewards for pledges on my Indiegogo page, ranging from copies of the completed ebook up to the naming rights for characters, solar systems, planets. You name it, you want it, you've got it. So please come and help me make this official novel a reality, and let's add more depth to the wonderful Elite universe. Thanks.